Here you go.
Hello everybody, welcome to Joeytlive, episode 8, Leaf Talk, Life Talk. Tonight's sponsors from Pear, Louie, and Woodbridge. Go see Sandy, tell him I sent you. Big game tonight, Leafs won 4-3 in a shootout. We definitely needed that victory. Halloween is over, but my mother is still playing Candy Crush, so her sweet tooth is on tonight, that's for sure. Sounds like a woodpecker over there, but she is the landlord. She calls the shots. 24 more days, I move out, guys. I know they're gonna miss me, and my mom loves to kiss me. So guys, again, episode 8, sponsor Pear Louie. Been in Woodbridge since they called it Woodbridge, long time. I knew the Leafs were gonna have trouble tonight. Las Vegas is it's a tough team. They skate really hard. They went on their West Coast trip. I called it. I knew they were gonna lose in LA. Wonder Boy, I told you that, I believe, a week ago. I really thought they were going to win in St. Louis. I knew with Jonathan Quick in net, they were going to have a tough time beating him twice in 2 weeks. Can you give us a nice recap of the game, Wonder Boy?
For sure. So the Leafs fall to the Kings 5-3. We went down 3-0 in the first period, actually 2-0 in the first 5 minutes.
Not a good start.
With 5 minutes left in the second, they were down 5-0. Game seemed out of reach. They scored 3 unanswered goals. The goal scorers were Matthews, Riley, and Brown. Matthews, a nice breakaway goal.
Oh, and then Mateo had that penalty shot.
He had two.
He had two. One he missed, one he scored, but on Quick, that's good enough. I think they went into LA flat. They left their backup goalie, Machiavelli, high to dry. He's like a cup of cola in the cantina. He looked dry, and no teammates helped him out. He had a rough night. Left him out to dry. Was not good. Basically, the next game they had to play in St. Louis. I really thought that was the game they were going to win, and they came out pretty strong, actually, scoring the first goal.
Scored the first goal of the game, yeah.
And then they were, I believe, 1-1, and then it was 2-1 for the Leafs, and then it all went downhill like a toboggan ride.
It was 1-0, then 2-1 for the Blues, 3-1, 4-1 for the Blues.
3-1, 4-1. Thank God for Wonder Boy, guys. That's why he's here, having his apple juice, just staying real right now. Okay, guys. So that score, what was the final score in that game, Wonder Boy?
6-4.
6-4. You know, again, Anderson letting in another 6 goals, 5 goals. One might have been an empty net. Can't be your starter goalie letting in 6 goals, needing a touchdown just to win the game. Give us some stats on that game, Wonder Boy. Speak when you're spoken to, because you're on fire tonight. Go.
So they came in strong. They came in slow, actually. Finished the game off strong, but it wasn't enough. They just didn't have that grind mentality they have for the last 10 minutes of the game, for the whole game, which they should have had.
Yeah, because it looks like the last couple of games, they're getting outplayed at the beginning, and then they start playing the game halfway through.
When it's too late and they're already down big.
Yeah, it's very bad when it's too late. It's like they're waiting for Matthews to start the game, and at the end of the day, there's 16, 17 other players in the team.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't carry the team, you know, like my dad carries the household here, but it's tough, you know. And my mom, I see her right now, she's got a hammer for a finger, and she's playing Candy Crush, and she's crushing the computer as we speak, and it's tough to concentrate, guys, and I feel like it's Chinese water torture, and it's tough for me to be who I am right now with my mother 4 feet away from me. Speaking about 4 feet, that's how tall she is, but we love her here. This is Thomas Sally. I would love to turn the camera around on her. Dom Perkilo, what's going on, big guy? Dom Perkilo is a long-time listener, first fan ever of Joeytlive. How about Mitch coming through? Yes, Dom, that's a great question. I almost ripped my Mitch Marner undershirt I bought last week. He has been really struggling. Actually, I told Wonder Boy Dominic when he took the penalty shot tonight, I'm like, why is he shooting? I don't feel confident in him. And then he deked that guy, Manny Legacy, whatever his name was, right out of his jock strap, tucked it home, and that ended up being the game winner. So good point there, Dom Perkilo. Dom has probably opened up another 4 shops this week. Proud of you, buddy. Keep it up. Simplicity Car Care. Shout out to Dom Perkilo. Okay, let's go through the St. Louis game, LA game. We were 8-7. We almost went 500 tonight. Almost. We do not want to be 500 in this league. There's a lot of parity in this league. A lot of teams evening out. Big game tonight. You know, I'm impressed with Las Vegas. Like, I did not think a team from Las Vegas could be good. You know, if I lived in Las Vegas and played on a sports team, Wonder Boy, I know you haven't been there. I've been there about 6 times, lost 80 grand each trip, and I partied really hard. And Wonderboy, I probably got, if it wasn't for pictures, I don't remember a damn thing in Vegas. But the problem is, I salute those guys because I don't know with all the pool parties and all the nightclubs how they concentrate on hockey, especially if I was 21. I had 6 abs when I was 21. My hair was even better than it was today. I really would have partied my life away in Vegas. Like, there's no way I could commit to a practice at 10 in the morning. I would have told the coach, listen, I'm making $6 million a year. Here's 30 grand. I'm not showing up. I got a big party at Red Republic. We'll talk about it after the game, but good on them. Oh, there's Paulo Amaro, one of my longtime friends. Great show. Paulo, good to see you. Oh, Dominic Perkilo with another question. You know, Dominic deserves fan of the night already, and we just started. Duchesne and Ottawa, how much better are they? How much of a difference will he make? Well, between him and Kyle Turris, I think he's a better player than Kyle Turris. Duchesne played on the World Cup team, and he played in the Olympics under Babcock. And if Babcock likes you, you could play on any team. I think Turris, Nashville signed him too long, $6 million. At 6 years, I would have gave Turris 3 years, maybe $4 million a season. I don't think he's that good. He's an average player. 40 points he averages over the last 7-8 years. Duchesne, I think, has more upside. So, Steve Felice, I want your hair. Steve was actually my teacher in summer school, and his brother played on my soccer team, so they know I'm here to score goals at all time. Wonderboy knows that too, but Steve Felice, thanks for the shout out. Dominic, back to your question. I think Ottawa won that trade, but at the end of the day, they still live in Ottawa, so I think they lost that trade. And Turris, again, I don't think he's that good. Wonderboy, what do you think about the trade?
Going back to the trade, Duchesne, I have some stats here that...
That's why you're on the show, Wonderboy, so you might as well talk
I read an
about
article on the Score saying, how much is Duchesne better than Turris? How much more? So there's some really good stats there. They have games played, only 10 more by Duchesne.
So over the last how many seasons?
Since 2013, 2014.
Okay, so about 4 seasons.
So goals, 96 Duchesne, 93 Turris.
Wow.
Assists, 139 Duchesne, 123 Turris. So Duchesne has the upper hand in there.
Okay.
Points, 235 Duchesne, 216 Turris.
Okay.
And points per game, 0734 by Duchesne and 0696.
So Wonderboy, with your stats, you're basically embarrassing me live on air. So this is what I'm going to try to get out good stats. That's why you're here. Hey, I pay you the big bucks. I agree. I see where you're coming at with those stats, but the way I look at it, Babcock would have never chose Turris to go play on Canada in the Olympics or the World Cup. So that choice alone, I'm out. I'm going with Duchesne all day. And another stat I could give you that I don't even need the screen. Colorado hasn't really made the playoffs in the last 4 years, so his team hasn't been as good as Ottawa. It's a pretty even trade, but I would take Duchesne all day over it. So basically, Duchesne is the better player out of the two.
Well, the trade in return, the two with the draft picks that Colorado.
Oh yeah, Colorado's got to rebuild. Even though they had a young nucleus, I still think they should have stayed with them. Joe Sakic's done a bad job. He was a great player, but he's not a great general manager. He's done some bad moves, and I don't know, with McKinnon, Duchesne, and who's the Swedish captain that they have? He's a great player too. They should just build off those three. I don't know why you're trading those young guys. So.
Did you see what place they're in? They're second in the wild card.
Second in the wild card, yeah. See, I would have kept Duchesne. I would have made him happy. He's been there the first 9 years of his career. Okay, so Andrea, the last name right now. Sorry, Andrea, I know you are a great soccer player yourself. Soccer legend, he's calling me, guys. I'm sorry, that's going to come up from time to time. I was a legend of my time. And then we got Don Perkilo asking a lot of questions. Okay, so I'm going to go to the last episode, guys. We talked a lot about being just a Leafs fan if you live in Toronto. I went out Saturday night, had a lot of Hab fans come up to me, say, great show, but you know I'm a Hab fan's brother. I can't believe you said that. I said, did you say Hams or Habs? I said, sorry, I have no disrespect. Again, I don't have any hatred for you guys. I just still don't get it. And I had a lot of good feedback, so that's what I'm doing on this show, just trying to get feedback. Anderson, you know what? That third goal he let in tonight, I got to talk about Anderson. He's been looking shaky. Once that third goal went in, I thought, look, another 4 or 5 goal night for the opposite team. It didn't look good, Wonderboy. I thought we were going to lose another 6-3 game. But at least he stepped up. Do you agree? After the
big
third
save
goal,
with a minute left on, I think it was James
Glover, yeah, I made a couple of those glove saves on Marco Ricci back in '93. Shout out to Marco Ricci wherever you are right now. He's married, so he's probably sleeping right now, but he's one of my longtime friends, longtime listeners of everything I needed to talk about. So Anderson's problems, I'm still
He's still shaking the net.
I still don't feel confident. And Wonderboy, do you agree? When he goes from one side of the net,
he moves too slow. If somebody goes for a wraparound, he moves too slow to get to the other
it's
post.
like he's got no groins and it takes him 16 minutes to go post to post. I do not understand. And then that play today when he came out of the net to pass it, he almost cost us the game there. Wow, Anderson, I don't know, man. I'd give you another 6 months. If you're not going to sharpen up, you got to go back where you came from, Anderson. Okay, after that we got Marner with a lot of problems. You know, I'm one of Marner's biggest fans. Till that shootout goal, he hasn't done really nothing since the LA game like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. He's been invincible. Fourth line, third line, second line. I think he needs a nice Silvio slap to get him back in the mix. What do you think, Wonderboy?
Oh, yeah.
You've had one of those, so have I. That got us back in the mix. How about that high stick Anderson took to the head in St. Louis?
What do you think about Babcock not challenging that?
Well, I don't think, maybe Babcock told the St. Louis guy to do it to Anderson the way he's been playing. Heck, I would have did it, you know. I know when I was playing bad soccer games, it didn't happen many times back in my day, Wonderboy. But I know my dad whistled for the other team to tackle me to get me going. That's for sure. My mom, I think, just passed another level on Candy Crush. Good for her. She's really killing it over there. So proud of her right now. Okay, so Dominic Ricchilo with another. Jim Richards, go Leafs, go. Fellow Robert F. Hall alumni. Thanks, Jim, for showing up tonight. We got Dom Ricchilo. Joey, how do we improve the blue line, or how do they go deep without one? Pitts proved it can be done, but can the Leafs do it? Well, Pittsburgh had Crosby-Nutz, Malkin, who looks like a caveman, but he could play hockey, and you got the fat bastard from Austin Powers, Phil Kessel, who, as sloppy as he is, he comes up big in the playoffs. He averages a point a game since he's been with Pittsburgh. Good question. But I'd still rather have Mateo than Phil Kessel having hot dogs on Peter and John Street, Wonderboy there. We got Steve Felice with another question. Do you think Mateo eats pasta olio carbonata fettuccine alfredo before a game and with a bit of pepino picante? You know what? I think Mateo, his mom's from Mexico, so he definitely has some spicy pasta. And the way he stick handles, he could eat whatever he wants because he's our only good player right now at the moment. Kadri had a big game. Shout out to Kadri. Last week it looked like you were buying boots again at Maison like 3 years ago, but you really stepped it up. 2 goals tonight. I think he was our second best player. Matthews wasn't even supposed to play tonight. I know Wonderboy wasn't supposed to come on the show tonight because he's actually in school. So thank you for coming out, Wonderboy. And thanks for my mom for playing level 446 on Candy Crush over there in the corner of my right eye. Chinese torture, guys. Chinese torture every night. 3 more weeks. I'm back in Liberty, guys. Haven't had a date in 3 weeks. It's a long story. Andrea T. Another question we have here. Okay. No other questions. I'm going to switch teams, switch leagues actually. Big game for Toronto FC the other night. They played against New York Red Bulls. I'd rather drink a Red Bull than watch that game. It was pretty tough to watch, Wonderboy. I think we're going to have trouble in the next leg because they play a home and home. My little buddy Javinks got in trouble with his second yellow card. Jose got in a fight in the bathroom. I don't know what happened over there. And they're going to have to go into New York, I believe, that they play without the 2 best players on their team.
Going to Columbus.
Columbus, okay, so I didn't even know that's how much I stay on top with MLS. But I love Javinko, me and him are buddies, so I'm definitely going to cheer him on. I don't think they could win, so hopefully they play for the tie and just play defense. I would put 11 across the goal line. Even put Anderson in the net to block a shot with his face at this point. I don't think they're going to have a good game. What do you think, Wonderboy?
They're still waiting on the appeal for Josie Altidore's red card because there was a video of the hallway. So
are you saying Wonderboy video leaked out?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a couple videos of me leaked out in the streets.
Apparently,
can't let my mom see
there
those
was
ones.
5 or 6 Red Bull players that was near the TFC change room. And they shouldn't have even been there because it's a totally opposite direction, opposite side of the building. And they came to him.
Oh, I did hear about that. I know I've been pulling my plug a lot here today. I'm actually good friends with Jose too, so I will talk to him and get down to the bottom of this. I did take out Javinko when he first came to Canada. I think I should get paid for all this. But I think we had another question here. But do you think, Wonderboy, they'll win the first game against Columbus? Columbus Crew?
I think they're going to go for a tie. And maybe push for that away goal, but
without those 2 players, I don't think anyone's going to score.
Away goal would be Will be big on the road without them.
It would be great, but I just don't see anyone scoring goals. Bradley's a great player, but
they sit back, go off the counter, go for the tie.
I don't know. The only chance they'll have of a tie is if they put one on their suit, Wonder Boy. I don't think that's going to happen. I think hopefully they don't lose. Maybe you're right. Maybe they do get a tie and come back home with their two best players. And that's if Jose doesn't get more than one game, because that could happen. You know, Toronto doesn't have good luck when it comes to that kind of stuff. And do you have any more points on the Toronto FC that you want to talk about?
Big player that's been stepping up, Vasquez.
Vasquez, yes. He was the Raptors point guard, wasn't he?
Gravis Vasquez.
Okay, sorry, yes. It's number 7, correct?
Yes.
It
was played on Barcelona B.
Barcelona B, yeah, that's B. If you can't get an A in school, I guess B's the next good thing, right, Wonder Boy?
Yeah.
And I think my mother just passed another board. And how you doing over there, Mary? You guys, you just crushing Candy Crush over there? Anyone want to challenge my mom? She's up for a game. She only uses one finger. It's unbelievable. The technique she has. It's like a woodpecker from the 80s. And she's on fire over there. Am I missing some questions?
We got a question from Dominic Perkil on mine.
Okay, and yours? What does it say?
Wonder Boy, is it time for the Oilers fans to lose sleep, or is Draisaitl going to be that much of an impact?
Hold on, before you answer this question, Dominic, this is my show, first of all. You asked me permission before you asked Wonder Boy a question, but go ahead, Wonder Boy. Have your 3 minutes of fame, shoot.
I think they overpaid for Draisaitl.
I agree too. I think Draisaitl is
not
slow on his feet.
It's not that big of an impact.
And if I played with McDavid, I would get 40, so you better get 30 at least this year. I don't think he's worth, what do you get, 8 million?
Something like that.
Nah, that's too much. That's
I think
too much
he
money.
averaged 20 goals, maybe put up 50 points.
He had a great year last year, and he was huge in the playoffs, and that's the problem in these leagues. You have one good year, you get justified getting paid for 6-7 years. I don't agree with that. It shouldn't happen, but to answer Dom's question, carry on. I guess it's your question. It should be mine. Go ahead.
Especially McDavid. He's playing on a line. He's playing on a terrible line with some new players. Draisaitl is not even on his line.
Well, they got to spread it out, right? They need a 1 and 2 centerman, and they got to put Draisaitl on. Look at Crosby-Nutz. Crosby-Nutz is playing with his
Connor Sheary and Jake Ensel.
Yeah, Ed Sheeran, the singer, and he's playing with a guy that cuts his grass. He's a landscaper, so he's doing what he's doing with those kind of guys. Give Crosby-Nutz, Malkin, and Kessel for a year, you get 500 points.
Draisaitl's not a Malkin though, so.
No, he's not. But he's getting paid like one right now.
Of course, yeah.
$8 million.
Edmonton, 4-8-1, only 9 points in 13 games.
All the Edmonton fans right now are just spraying motor oil in their eyes.
I give them till 20 games into the season, and then I start to panic if they still.
You know what? I feel already a little bit of hostility between the coach and the players already. He already called out McDavid. He's the best player, second best player in the world, and he's called him out a couple times. What's the coach's name again?
Tom McCullough.
Tom McCullough has never won a damn thing in his life, so I don't know why he's always complaining, but it is what it is. I saw another question here. Jim Richards, I think the Leafs got to shut up Peter and Paul Sheeta on the second line. Oh, putting those twins on any line, they'll get the job done. Those guys have been going into the corner of nightclubs for a long time. Peter's in Bali right now, probably having the time of his life. I don't even want to tell you what he's doing in Bali, but he's making a lot of V-necks, and he supports my chest. So that's good. Good question, Jim. Yeah, Peter and Paul would be on a good line with Dominic Moore. Get a couple Italians out there and just muck it up in the corners.
I got a question for you. Best defenseman in the NHL, Pietrangelo. What are your thoughts on that?
Ooh, I don't think he's the best defenseman.
I think he's up there.
I would go Doughty. He's definitely up there. I'd pick Doughty. I'd take Doughty right now, number 1. Doughty, and then it's Keith. If Keith's on his game and he feels like playing, I'd go Keith over Pietrangelo for sure. Maybe even a Carlson, but his defense is not as strong as the other two I mentioned. It's Doughty for me. I think Doughty's the best defenseman in the world. Every time he plays for Canada, Babcock rides him 30 minutes, and he's got 5 other studs. That's how I look at it. Who does Babcock like? Who does he play when he gets the best players in the world? He rides. He even rode Doughty in the 2010 Olympics. He was 19, 20 years old. Doughty was playing a lot of minutes as a 19-year-old. You're 19-year-old right now, Wonder Boy, and you're on a show with me that just shows it might feel like a big deal to you right now, but Doughty played for Canada. But you're actually on a talk show, so you're doing just as good. Who am I kidding? Jagger Long, too bad you never came to the game. Oh, my good buddy Jagger from Liberty Village had a good charity event for Terry Fox. I was so happy for him. He did a good job, raised a lot of money. Jagger, actually, if you guys see him on here, he sells Leaf tickets, does good with those too. He'll hook you up. Good friend of mine, met him in Liberty Village, worked with him in Buonanotte. Good guy, Jagger. Good to see you. Steve, again, another question. Serious thoughts. When will Shanahan deal JVR and Kapanen for a solid D-man? I think a blockbuster deal is in the making. Your thoughts on that rumor I'm starting? I don't think it's a rumor. I think it's actually a real thought. Greg Gould, ciao buddy, what's going on, Greg? Back to your question, Steve. I think they should make that trade around maybe February, March, see where they are in the standings. JVR's contract's really attractive out there. He's only on his last year. Again, by March, he'll be probably left on that thing, maybe $1 million. He'd throw in a nice, I wouldn't throw cap at him. I would throw Jake Gardner. I'd send that guy out of here with JVR and get a solid D-man. Take away those two guys, that's $8 million. Grab an $8 million defender, but someone's got to bite on it the other way, Wonder Boy. So that's
Exactly.
I would definitely trade JVR. I think his mouthpiece is touching the ice too much. Put the thing in your mouth. You're going to lose your teeth. Shout out to my mom for passing another board on Candy Crush in the corner of my eye. Jim Richards, what are your thoughts about the Flames possibly getting shipped out to Seattle? I think you're in the wrong league, Jim, right now. I think you had a couple vodka sodas tonight. I haven't heard anything of that, but keep those questions coming, Jim. At least they're questions at the end of the day. Let's switch over to the NBA quickly. The Raptors, they lost a game against the Washington Wizards last night without John Wall, who's the best player in the team. I love the Raptors, guys. They're like my third son. If I had 3 sons, you always got to take care of your baby. They give you what they give you. They're 5-4. They're going to win 48 games, probably lose 41. I feel bad because I don't think there's any upside to the Raptors. Of course, I want them to go far, but I think Boston and Cleveland are above them, even though Cleveland's record, don't be fooled by Cleveland's record. LeBron's been to the final 40 straight years. He's going to be there again. I don't see a problem with Cleveland, even though they're losing. Jim Richards agreed with me that he is on his third vodka soda. Greg Gould, he's my agent right now. Greg is doing a lot of big deals with Theodora right now. I don't even want to get into it, guys. The sponsorships are coming in, right? I think Candy Crush is even sponsoring me because my mom's really killing it. And what level are you on over there, Mary? She's told me to shut up, but I think she's just crushing it right now. Who are you playing against? A guy in Finland right now? Who do you play? Mom, these Candy Crush games she plays with her hair. She's got her glasses the size of headlights in the car, and she's just crushing it. She looks like Bubbles from the Trailer Park Boys when she plays. She's really doing good right now, guys. Any question, guys? We'll take any questions right now. Back to the Raptors. Again, disappointing you guys, Lauer. You get paid $40 million a year. No John Wall to challenge you. Step up and win the game, please. DeRozan, all you had was Beal, Bell, whatever his name, Jessica Bell. You couldn't even beat that guy by himself. It's disappointing. Raptors fall to 5-4. On a side note, guys, go watch the movie Whiplash. Wonder Boy, you should watch that movie too. It is phenomenal. If any of you guys want to get motivated in life, watch Whiplash. Fantastic. Anthony Bravetti coming out of his cantina with a question. Anderson standing strong in his second, third of the game against Vegas. Yes, Bravetti, after the third goal he let, I noticed a lot of shots go high on Anderson. What do you think, Wonder Boy? I need a break. Talk to me.
Yes. Even the commentator was saying, Vegas was aiming, they were going high. Shoulder, I think it was blocker side, high. Every shot they were taking was going on that spot, and the third goal, you ripped it. You ripped it upstairs.
I think Anderson is high before he plays every game because if I knew everyone was going up, I'm standing tall and I'm making glove saves like Paul Matier. That's what I'm doing.
In the end, though, Anderson, 3 big saves in overtime.
Well, he's getting paid $6 million. Pay me $6 million, I'll kick it with.
3 big saves in a shootout, 3 saves in that too.
No, you're right. Booster? It has to be for him and Marner. Hopefully they turn it around, Wonder Boy, because it's either I get rid of you or those two step it up. So I don't got much help with Mary playing Candy Crush. Now she's reading a book, guys. She doesn't know what she's doing on that corner. I think you're reading Danielle Steele. What are you doing over there, Mom?
I'm reading.
She's reading. Okay, guys. She's reading, I believe those are love novels, because Silvio just came back from hunting, so she's getting stirred up for tonight. Here's hoping Silvio does a Fabio and carries her to her room. Hopefully that's the trend of the night. Okay, I think we got a caller coming through, first time caller, long time listener. See if anyone gets through the phone lines right now.
Question by Dominic Kilo. I know you don't want to hear this, but Marner and Anderson for Price. What are the chances?
there's no chances of that. Oof. If someone said that was actually going to happen, as of today, I would do it, even though it hurts for me to get rid of Marner. I don't see Montreal getting rid of Price, and I don't think they'll do much with Anderson. But you know what? I would do the trade. Give me Price. We definitely still need a defender. I don't think the way Price is playing right now, he can't stop a beach ball, but he's still the best goalie in the world. When
He is injured too.
He's injured too?
Yeah, he didn't play last game.
Well, he's injured because his feelings are hurt. He's letting in 7 goals a game. Of course he's injured. Now they're saying he's hurt, but I don't believe it. Is that call coming through? Have you got through to our listener?
Ralph is currently not picking up.
He's not picking up? That's great. To our long time
What
listener.
about Vic?
Vic, let's give Vic a call. See if he
Want to
answers.
give Vic a call?
Yeah.
We'll tell our viewers who Vic is.
Well, let's see if he answers before I do what's it called? Wikipedia? What's that thing you search someone on Google? You don't know, Wonderboy? You usually know everything. That's why you're on the show now. You don't have the answers. That's great stuff. Guys, ask questions. We're doing great over here. Raptors, let's see if Vic answers. Long-time listener, first-time caller. Vic, let's get Vic on the line here. Anyone, again, we're live in my parents' basement tonight. Bolton is like, I wouldn't compare it to Vegas, not at all. There's not too much to do in Bolton. If you want to get married, you definitely come here to Bolton. And yeah, you just pretty much watch, I guess, Grey's Anatomy, and you just count down the hours before you go to sleep. That's what it feels like here in Bolton. My mom watched Lion today. She was crying for about 13 minutes, but then realized she had a big game of Candy Crush coming up, and she put on her Andre the Giant spandex. It's Franco of Franco, first of all. Let's answer the phone. Franco of Franco's getting through. Put it right here. Franco, you there? Hey, Franco, I don't know how you get through all the time. You must be paying your phone bill. How's it going, Franco?
I'm okay, Joe. I was just sorry, guys. I was in the subway. I went down to the game tonight, so it was a little bit late. Everything okay?
You did? Everything's okay. Thank God, Franco, we got that victory. We really needed those 2 points. How do you feel about a team from Las Vegas being in the league, Franco?
Well, number one, I spent more time in Vegas than I did with Max Wipe and Bet. Number three, I really don't understand how that Vegas even has a golden horseshoe. Never mind a golden knight. They don't make any sense. It's sold out now, Jojo. You know, James Neal from Whitby is doing a nice little job. But then they got Max team to fake Legacy. Remember Manny Legacy?
I actually thought, Franco, Manny Legacy was in that. I said, wasn't that Vernon's backup? Like, I was so confused.
Vernon's back up in Detroit. I see Emma Legacy. Was this a joke? I mean, they can't get anybody. They can get PK Subban's brother, but they kept Manny Legacy, really?
You know what, though, Franco? A lot of Vegas goalies, they must have been playing too much of poker the last couple of weeks, as they've been falling like flies, these goalies.
Oh, 100%, Joy. Listen, they're only 2 months in, not even, let's say 7 weeks in. They don't even know what's going to hit. When they all get stuck $250,000 a week, they're going to call me to lend them money. I know the whole story, how it goes, and I got to pretend I don't even know who they are.
Well, Franco, you know a lot about that stuff. I think if me and you, or even Wonderboy for that reason or matter, was a player in Vegas, it'd be tough to stay focused on hockey. What would you do if you were a player in Vegas, Franco?
Impossible, guys. 2 things that would happen. Number 1, I'd be net broke. Number 2, I'd have an eat. And number 3, the only action to be seen was me on the bench vomiting.
That's a good point, Franco. I don't know how they're going to fly back to Vegas to go to sleep tonight. I'd be going to Hacky Sun, hacking it up right now. I tell you that much.
100%. They can't even go. You're going to fly to Vegas to the city that doesn't sleep. How can they sleep when you got a hooker to the front door and light from here to Saturn? It doesn't make any sense.
Well, Franco, another quick question I wanted to ask, and it is a PG show, Franco, so let's keep it that way.
Only for people that got game.
How do you feel about Anderson right now? Because I see a lot of problems.
Oh my God! Honest to God, I can't take it. He's gonna be the new whipping boy. If that Danish duck doesn't get it straightened out, I'm gonna start using him like I did to our good buddy. I'm not gonna mention anything.
Phil Kessel. Actually, guys, again, to all our listeners out there might be 14 of you, but guys, in time, we got 3 people watching right now. That's okay. You got to stay strong. We got a beef that's happened years ago between Franco and Kessel. Now Franco's bringing that beef over to Anderson, but he rightfully deserves it. He's having trouble.
So. Yeah, you want an accidental cup with Anaheim. The guy, let me nerd because my compadre Lula got to go to Anaheim and get a Danish goaltender. The guy's fat, man.
You know what? I know he does have a body like Fat Albert, but he was never a proven goalie. I don't like. You know what he's starting to mind me of? You guys, I'm gonna tell everyone out there. Exactly. That's why Franco's on the show all the time, and that's why he gets through. He reminds me of Toskala. Might make a big save where he looks like a number one goalie, and then he lets in a shot from. Remember that game against the Islanders? He scored from New Jersey. The guy scored from
200 feet away.
Scored from 200 feet off a bouncer and in, and wow, I'm having nightmares of watching Anderson play.
Yeah, it's true. I had that game. I have 1,500 at least. Guess what happened? The fucking clown that a little Pamarino get it. The corner reacted like a golf shot, a chip shot.
All right, a question for you, Franco, because you're such a big hit on my show. It's from Dominic per kilo. Leafs play in Vegas December 31st. What percentage of the lineup will wake up January 1st with a bloody nose?
What?
Good question, Dominic. I don't want to get too into that question. We're going to keep this going. And
Dominic Brookhilo is a beautiful Leafs fan, guys. You don't understand it. You know how he shaved his face? He starts from his ankles. He's got that much hair.
Dominic Raquel is a longtime Leaf fan, longtime Joey Tomaselli supporter. Good question, Dominic. Franco.
Honestly, Joe, Dominic makes a good point because Bloody Sunday is going to be the lake when it's New Year's. I guarantee 4 guys are going to be. I'm not going to touch nothing. Those are 4 guys that have kids. Everybody else is going to be fucked.
Yeah, for sure, Franco. Franco, what's going on with our buddy Marner? What's the inside scoop?
I swear to God in my life, I was just going to mention our buddy Martin. He looked lost, my guy. He hasn't gotten it all year. I even after the game, you listen to Taro Rushko and you listen to our buddy Gordo. He said the same thing. He looks lost. There's something off.
Something is wrong, Franco. At first, I was supporting him. He needs a nice Silvio slap. I think that's the only thing that'll wake him up.
He needs a back up. People got to go talk to him. They got to go back to the drawing board and do some hand drills and snap out of it. Because number one, you can't put on that kind of weight from the end of the season and think it's going to carry you through. You're not a big boy. Play to your weight. Play like Johnny Boudreau. Don't gain any weight. Stay your weight.
I agree, but you know what's scaring me, Franco? And in all seriousness, his skill has looked diminished. Never mind his speed and everything else. Like even in overtime, he got the puck, he kind of buckled and he fell. It looked like he tripped over the blue line. There's something wrong. Something wrong with him.
Number one, it's not his vision, Joe. You and I both know a lot of athletes, they go through a lot of pressure. A lot of times they battle mental stress.
Oh, it's hard. It's hard to be an athlete. I understand, especially in Toronto, but that's not the player I saw. He was, at one point, he was playing better than Matthews last year.
He was our top guy the last 27, 28 games of last season. He was the guy.
Yeah, he was.
You factor in the weight gain. You factor in that his parents helped him down and his brother's an idiot. That's another story. I don't know what's going on with that insurance company, but I can't speculate on anything. But another thing with our buddy Mitch, it's the nightlife, Joey. A 20-year-old kid from the city that weighs 140 pounds and gains some weight now, with maybe he's doing some kind of juice that fucking, excuse my language, maybe tweaks with his nuts. Something's up.
You know what? I don't think it's any of that. I think his confidence got shot when he went to the 4th line. I think he started off the season on fire, and he hasn't been the same since. There's something wrong with him.
I actually totally agree. I'm just trying to make an excuse because I love the kid.
I love him too, man. Imagine if he was playing 50% of what he's capable of playing. We'd be probably 12-3. You know what I mean?
Absolutely 12-3. I'm not going to deny that, and he'd have 18 points.
Big game for our buddy Kadri tonight. We definitely needed him to come up. Huge game.
I love that kid so much, man. He looks like a Sicilian now. I love him so much.
Yeah, he definitely came up big. We needed those two. Almost had a hat trick, hit the crossbar tonight. Unbelievable.
Unbelievable. And you know what? God bless Mike Babcock. He changed Kadri's life. And you know what, guys? Joey and myself always loved Kadri for whatever reason. We were the biggest supporters. We can't understand why. Since day one.
Yeah, he was 7th overall in that draft pick, that draft choice, whatever it was called that season. I didn't think it was a good pick at the time.
09.
Took him a long time to get up, and then even that playoff series against Boston, he had a big playoff series, the one we lost.
He was the guy, Joe.
He played good. Yeah, I definitely agree with that one. Chara, imagine playing against Chara as they playing against the Big Show. That's Tough guy to play against. Tough guy to play against. Well.
Kadri comes from a good family. His father's house is good people.
Oh no, Kadri really can't. As soon as they hired Babcock, he hired a trainer and his life changed. I saw the change in him during that summer. He turned into a hockey player, two-way player. Who would have thought that guy would be a two-way player? Never. If you told me that a couple of years ago, never would have believed you. I would have said you're crazy.
You're right. And you know what, guys? Everybody was listening. I know there's only 13 people. Joy and I would have this conversation about Kadri. What's he going to become? What is Kadri? Now we know. That guy, not because Dr. Matthews and Mitchie and Nylander, that's the captain right now. That's our guy.
You know what? You're right. If I had to pick a captain today, I would give it to Kadri, one of the longest Leaf players on the team, and I still think Matthews. I think to me Matthews looks too quiet to be a captain. I think he doesn't.
But not Kadri.
No, Kadri would snap. I could see that in the change room if you screw around. I don't think Riley deserves it. I don't think even Matthews deserves it. I would let Matthews just be Matthews. Let him do his own thing.
Give him an A.
Give him an A. Yeah, Wonder Boy with a good point there. I'd give him an A. Because he's absolutely fantastic. That's why I would actually write that across his chest. Absolutely fantastic. Hey, Rafiche, for sure. You know, like that guy is. God bless him. Even at 70% tonight, he's better than 80% of the league. The way he played tonight.
And it's funny. I gotta go back to that point because when they drafted him, Joy was all about Austin Matthews.
Oh, you know.
I understand why he was all harping about Austin Matthews. I'm a big fan.
I'm not gonna lie though, Franco. Actually Wonder Boy was the first person to bring me to his attention on YouTube. I was like, "What do you want me to see?" There's this American kid. I go, "Who is this? Who are you talking about?" One of the guys from like Fast and the Furious. I'm like, "What are you talking about?" I watch. All of a sudden, I see this kid upstairs. He's in Switzerland, going upstairs. I'm like, "Nicolai, when's this kid coming to the draft? Next year, the Leafs got to finish last." I was like, okay, well, you might as well get your mom's cooking and feed the Leafs, because if you ever ate my sister's cooking, it's not that good, and you're going to be in the bathroom a lot. Mary's playing Candy Crush. She plays a lot over there, but she cooks good, so that's why we're on speaking terms. So it's not that bad over here in the Mary Tomaselli household. Mom, what book you reading right now, Mom? Franco wants to know. She's reading a love novel because Sylvia just came back, just getting riled up for the night shift, Ralph. Yeah, he looks fantastic. My dad looks like Robert De Niro's brother, Silvio De Niro.
Yeah, 100%.
Good guy, works hard. I love him to death. We got Greg Gulo. Greg Gulo's giving us a shout out. You need to be on TSN. Yeah, I definitely need to be on TSN. Good point there, Greg. No, he's a good friend of mine, Franco. He's a big supporter of Joey Tomaselli. Love the guy. Dominic Ricchillo, another longtime fan. We got to get Dom a shirt. Guys, some shirts are going to be coming out. Me and Franco are having our own line of t-shirts.
100%.
Stay tuned for that. Franco, do you have anything to put out here before we get off the air?
Actually do it, gentlemen, and I got a few points that I would like to touch on because Montreal dropped the ball 7 times as we spoke last week. You let a guy like Duchesne spin 3 fingers, all of a sudden Nashville ends up Kyle Turris. That team's gonna win a cup. Montreal's got no PK, and Duchesne's in Ottawa. That nation's capital. That squad's gonna be a deadly squad as well. I don't understand what the hell they're thinking. I really don't know. I'm shocked that Bergman doesn't see in Montreal.
I know. I can't believe he's not fired.
Yeah.
They needed Duchesne to play with Drouin. He needs some help. As much as I hate Montreal, they should have went after Duchesne hard.
So they had a deal done, and they balked. And then they had a deal done with PK, and they balked. And then PK should have been, not even with Nashville, PK should have been,
Edmonton.
Edmonton. You remember that trade?
Taylor Hall. They should have grabbed Taylor Hall. So dumb.
Listen, so look at how the fate would happen. If Montreal had Matt Duchesne and Taylor Hall, where are they now? Now they got no Radulov. They made a bonehead move and let him mark out walk, even though he's 94 years old. There's things you got to do for the dressing room, you donkey. And number 3, I really don't understand what they're thinking. I'm lost for words. I don't even know how you can even let a guy walk like.
Yeah,
I'm shocked.
You know what, Franco? I'm gonna have to put this point in, and I've been dying to say this. They were saying that PK was a cancer in the dressing room. The guy gave $10 million to help fight cancer. How the hell do you get rid of PK Subban?
Yeah, you're 100% right.
That I don't care if he slapped every player in the nose and made their eyes water every game, after the game, before the game. If he tied their shoelaces together, the guy donated $10 million to a hospital. You keep that guy till he wants to leave. That's it.
Keep him for the rest of his life and make his kids, those kids are gonna have a place in Montreal.
The guy's name is on a hospital, and you ship him out to, like, I don't know, Drew Barrymore in Nashville.
Sorry to interrupt again, gentlemen, but that's the best place on earth. A friend of ours, remember Steph Kandari, the one that trained Anderson?
Yeah.
She went to Nashville, she said it was the best place she ever
Oh no, I'm sure Nashville's a great place to play, Franco, and a great city.
She's good friends with Natasha PK's sister, and they love him.
Of course they love him. He's got such a good heart, great personality. That Montreal's downhill, their karma was for trading a guy that put $10 million in a hospital. I do not care.
Yes, you're right.
That,
When you called them out when the first
you know whose fault was that? The coach that they fired 7 months later, Terrion, whatever his name is. Bring a coach that you fired 14 times and then get his opinion on a player. That makes sense. They're gonna bring him back one more time before we get married again, Ralph. Watch, you'll see.
Yeah, you're right. So Joe, just like this gonna be, I'm gonna get remarried to my ex-wife, just like Karen got hired 4 times.
That doesn't make sense. How does a franchise hire a guy you fire? That's like me punching Wonder Boy in the gut, telling him to come back on my show tomorrow. He's gonna be a little upset.
Stranger things have happened. Look at our buddy there with the Yankees when he got fired 4 fucking times. Excuse my language.
Which guy's that, Funko?
Oh my God, just slip my mind. Billy Martin, 4 times they hired him. One day, George Steinbrenner fired him in the afternoon by 7 o'clock. He was back coach managing the team, and he was smoking a cigar in the dugout.
Wow. Well, that's my thoughts on that. Is again back to the Montreal thing. They should have never got rid of PK. Weber's a great player, but he's on his downside of his career.
Oh yeah.
They got another 4 more years. He's only going to get slower. Okay, he's got a shot like I do in soccer, but at the end of the day, it's a fast man's league out there, Franco. I don't care how fast
Yeah,
it
you guys should be checking down the ice.
100%. And again, PK's PK. God bless you, PK, for that $10 million donation. You're a stud in my eyes, no matter how bad you play.
And how many times Joy's met? Guys, listen, ladies and gentlemen. You know how many times Joy has been with these people, staff, and PK especially? He's a piece of bread person. Good people.
Beautiful person. Beautiful person. And I want to ask Wonder Boy, who do you think won that trade? Nashville or Montreal?
Montreal.
Yeah, hands down. Yeah, it's not even a no-brainer. Even I think my mom is playing Candy Crush right now. She would take PK over Weber right now for sure.
Oh yeah.
Good player.
That's another big franchise. But I had another comment, Joy, about the back end. Maybe Anderson, his feathers are rough, whatever you want to call it. Maybe he's pencils, but that Jake Gardner, Mr. Collins,
He does not look. Remember the giveaway in LA a week
he
ago?
fell down on his ass.
Fell down.
And he lightly tapped it.
He hasn't been played, but you know what? Who's really on defense right now stepping it up? Can we call out anyone that we could give them any praise?
Maybe Zaitsev, the best. I think best defense.
And he's had a bad.
Yeah, but Zaitsev, you got to remember, Nick, and wonderful. He was coming up minus 107 years.
That is true.
Yeah, I don't know.
A guy can be minus 22 and they give him that kind of contract. Yes, he skates like scallops. I don't even like the way he talks. You ever see a sock? He puts the socks over his tongue and the back tip of his skate. You know who does that? People that single A hockey players.
People in the men's league, yeah, for sure. But again,
I don't want men. Tuck your shit. I don't like that.
Franco, at least we're 9-7 after 16 games. We have 18 points. We definitely needed those 2 points tonight. I don't think if we lost and Toscala Jr. let in that goal, the save he made, thank God he made that one with the Glover, we would have been in trouble at 8-8.
You're right. And with that Glover, they're a Glover away from being 8-8. How ugly is that?
And then we got Boston coming in this Friday. Any games in between, Wonder Boy?
We play Minnesota our next game.
Minnesota always plays like an expansion team, a lot of heart. You got that goalie that couldn't stop a beach ball in Edmonton. He's great. What's his name again?
Devin Dubnyk.
Devin, yeah, double D. Yeah, that sounds great.
This dude, he's a suck. Double D's sick. And he's ugly. And he looks like the mask from the show of Cher.
Yeah, double D is not a looker, that's for sure. All right, boys. Well, good show tonight, Wonder Boy. Thanks for coming on. Franco, can't wait to have you live in the studio again. We're on episode 8. Wonder Bra's doing great. Franco, thanks for coming out. Mary, keep crushing it on Candyland over there. Have a good night, everybody. Play my music, Ralphie Che. Take care, Bullets. Okay, guys, thanks again for coming on. Episode 8 is in the books. Just waiting for Wonder Boy to press play. He's like DJ Khaled right now. Play the music, Wonder Boy. Thank you so much.
And we are clear.